All right, so I'm having to go to the YouTube well already in the semester to try to explain things for the whole class. That's a bad sign, but unfortunately, those kind of things happen. I feel like crap, and I got to tell you all of that off the top. You know, we've had book fiascos, and I've been dealing with 20 or so emails today about the textbook, and it's mostly from those of you that were ambitious and got out there and do the right thing and try to get your books early. Well, I explained all of this earlier in an email to the class, but even after emailing the class, I seem to either have a lot of you freaked out, or you're just so flustered from the situation that what I was saying in the email didn't seem to register. So I'm still getting people emailing me with things about the book, and I'm not mad about that. I understand. Like, y'all have been put in a horrible situation through the ringer, and I'm not trying to. I have no problem with your emailing me. Keep emailing me. Keep sending your questions. I got no problem with that. But I do think maybe hearing my voice and letting you know that I understand with something other than an email would be better. Now, this is a soft cover, traditional soft cover version of the book. It's like any novel, right? It's got a spine, soft covered, blah blah blah. Well, this is my instructor version. I get them for free, so no big deal. But this is not what's supposed to be in the bookstores on campus in Pensacola or anywhere else. The local textbook dealers, things like that. Okay, I ordered the version of the book for you all. I promise you, cross my heart, that I refer to in the syllabus. I mean, why else would I mention it in the syllabus? I can show you the emails if you want, dated in March, from where I made the final decision to let's order the 3-hole punch version of these books. And they had 3 holes in the side. There's no spine, it's just paper. It's a stack of paper with 3 holes, and then you flip it over on the back, and it's got an access code somewhere around the barcode. It's got an access code that automatically lets you shows your proof of purchase for being online for the whole semester. Right? That's what you're supposed to be able to get to the book from the bookstore. Instead, somehow the bookstore received from Pearson dozens and dozens of these. This is not what I ordered. Now, I know from your perspective, you don't really care that much about whose fault it was. You just think, oh, that's crazy. It's frustrating. I want to throw my hands up in the air. Who are these buffoons? Believe me, I get it. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like coming across as incompetent as your instructor. Now, I swear to you, I cross my heart, I'm not the source of the problem. I did not order this. I ordered the product I referred to. I can show you the documentation. I ordered the product that I talked about in the syllabus and in my walkthrough that has 3 holes punched in the side and comes with an access code. And instead these came. So what are we going to do about it? Right? Because let's move forward. I mean, the fact is these came in, and what are we going to do about it? Well, here's what I would do. First of all, hang on to this thing for now. And if you're not paying for your books, if some stipend somewhere is paying for them, so it doesn't really matter to you, then you can keep this. It's the correct textbook. It's not the cheapest version. If you want the cheapest version, the product I talked about, which will save you some money because for around $100 you get both the 3-hole punch and the automatic access code, then you got to be patient. And I'm sorry for this, but it sounds like as of now it might be Wednesday the 22nd before the 3-hole punches arrive at the bookstore. Now, that's a long time, and I don't like it, but if that's the reality, that's the reality. There's nothing I can do to magically make that any better. So I'm going to keep you in the loop on that. Now, here's the thing. I'm also talking to the bookstore. I'm appealing to let them continue their return policy on this thing through next week so that when they do get the right product in town, they'll also take these back at the same time, and you won't have to make multiple trips up to campus, assuming you live here in Pensacola. Now, if you don't live in Pensacola, of course, this is even worse because you've had to make arrangements to get a book and you somehow got sent the wrong thing. Right? Well, even if that's the case, there's still a pretty simple workaround that we're going to go with. Here's the thing. Now, I like having a physical textbook. I like being able to open it. I like being able to turn the pages. Hell, I was a weirdo as a kid. I actually used to sniff the pages. Isn't that crazy? Anywho, my finance lab. So I'm on my laptop, right? And I'm just typing in my finance. That's one of my links, of course. And I don't use MySpace, so I promise you. So I don't know why that made the list. So my finance lab. That's the front page. Okay? Now I'm going to act right now like I'm a student. I'm going to make up a person to show you how you can get into my class. Okay, so it says register as a student or an educator. Well, the very first time you come here, click student, all right, and then course ID. Here's where you type in the information that you see on our syllabus. K-R-I, this is my last name, E-G-E-R. So Krieger, 79965. Now I click continue. Okay. And it says, all right, create a Pearson account or sign in if you already have one. And then here it says on the far right, your course. Taught by Dr. Kevin Krieger, course ends August 16, 2023. This is my class. This is correct. So all you had to do is type in that course ID, the same one I've told you 5 different places. It's on your syllabus. Type it in at the front page of My Finance Lab. You can register as a student. It says create a Pearson account. Click create. Okay, now yes, it'll take some time to do this, but it's like any form you fill in on the internet all the time. Okay? Now, after you fill this in, I promise you, it'll let you into my class. All right? I'm going to go ahead and fill it in with kind of bunk information here real quick so that I can click it in. And in the meantime, I'll tell you that, hey, I am sorry about what happened, but I promise you we can work around it. It's really not going to be that bad. Okay. So I'm typing in my login information to act like a student. And I even have to create a security question. Okay. I'm accepting the agreement. I'm creating my account. And after filling it in, I get this screen. I'm registered. I've successfully created a Pearson account. Use the following to continue. Now, here's your choices. Okay? You can put your prepaid access code in here. Okay? Now, where would you get that? If you already bought a 3-hole punch version, which you were supposed to have at this point, you could click access code and put it in. Okay? Or you can go over here and use a credit card. And you can, for $100, pay to get My Finance Lab access plus get an e-text version of the book. Now it's for $100. Now I'll tell you what, a lot of you, if this doesn't bother you to just use the e-text, if you don't need a physical textbook, then you can. The $100 is about the same price as you're going to pay next week if you do get a 3-hole punch version. So if you're fine with the e-text, go ahead and just buy this right now. That's fine. It'll be about the same price. If you really don't, if you like this version, if you like this soft-covered version, and you still need to buy the e-text, and you still need to buy your My Finance Lab access, you could do that here for $55. But you can do the math. Now, since this sucker costs $157 plus tax, now you're up to, if you just go this route, you're at $212 on. That's way more than I wanted anyone to have to pay. And I swear to you, I did not set this up to make your life miserable. I promise you. I did not ask for this to be the product at the bookstore. Okay, so what if you don't like any of those? Let's use this. Now, I probably should have highlighted to you earlier how this is kind of hidden at first, but look down here. It says waiting for financial aid, get temporary access through May 31st for 17 days. Most of you, especially those of you that already went and got a book and you don't know what to do and you're going to have to return it and get the 3-hole punch, go ahead and get temporary access to the course. So click this link right here. And again, if you want to just buy the e-text version, you can be done with that right here. None of you, I don't think, have the access code option yet because none of you have gotten the correct version. If you're just rolling in the bucks like a Hilton or something like that, then hey, you could go ahead and spend the $55, tag it along with this book, and you're done. But a lot of you, I think, will be doing this option instead. Get temporary access without payment. Click that button, and it says, are you sure I want temporary access? Yes. I promise you, later, when you pay for the book and get the access code, you'll be able to change your subscription. It's not like all of your work and all the material disappears. You'll just convert the account from one type to another. So there's no problem. You're not missing out on anything by having this kind of access. Click yes. It's taking my order a minute, right? But this really, in 2 minutes here, you can be ready. All right. Now I have to go ahead and re-enter my course ID here. Okay. And I think I have to go into my Hotmail, which is the account that I used, and I have to log in again here. Sorry, not that I don't trust you all, but I don't need to give away my password information when I do this. Okay, so when I do, I get, it's taking a minute to load, but both my hands are up. Sorry. Okay. I get this. I get this. This is the link on the left side. All right. This is the link on the left side that says my name and our course. I'm going to click that link. And when I do, here I am in the front page of the course. It says my name, my information up there in the upper left. And then here on the far left, course content. This is where you can get the overall course items. Okay. And chapter 2, which is our first chapter. And then also over here you can click the e-text. So just by doing nothing, not paying a dime for another 2.5 weeks, you guys can still get in here. You can still get to read the book. You still have access to everything. You can sign up in 2 minutes. And you can still take our quizzes and homeworks that are here on the website that we talked about. All right, here's the full book. Right, you can see this is the book effectively loaded here. And here over on the left side you can navigate. So here, chapter 2, or excuse me, part 1. We still want to be in part 1. I'm going to open the folder. And chapter 2, planning for personal financial statements. Okay, this is the book. This is exactly the book. Planning with personal financial statements, I promise you. You go in here. Let's go to chapter 2. All right. Same book. All right. This is my book on the floor. Same book. Right here. Where does it all go? Right? Where does it all go? I promise you, same thing. Okay, so I know it sounds crazy. I'm sorry for those of you that have been put through the ringer, getting told wrong information. If I'd have known about it earlier, I would have warned you earlier. And I know my promises and apologies only go so far, but I promise you, this is not what I ordered. I did not mean to send you down the lurch. But you can get around it really easily. Take your free trial account, get registered, and then here next week, unfortunately, it will probably be next Wednesday. Okay? I think it's going to be 7 whole days from now, next Wednesday, that the 3-hole punch versions will come in. I'll let you know if it's earlier. Then if you want to get this version, or excuse me, the 3-hole punch version, you'll be covered. And on top of that, it'll come with the access code automatically. It'll keep you running in the class past May 31st. But we got 2.5 weeks for that. So I promise you, this is very doable. If you're taking an online class, then I don't really think this should be too difficult to navigate and use the online textbook, since you got to be kind of technically savvy to even be able to get here so far. You can still do your assignments, do your homework for the week, take a quiz for the week. There's our homework that's due on Sunday night. Take a quiz for the week. That's also due Sunday night. Okay, see the time there? Okay, now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to end up extending those deadlines a little bit into next week to make sure that some of the ruckus from all of this with the book is cleared over. I'm not going to try to screw anyone over. I'm going to give you plenty of time to be cool, but I'll move those deadlines back. But you can get in there and you can do them, and it's not like it's going to erase. I promise you. The homework and quiz that you take online here, those scores are saved up in Pearson's cloud, and when you convert your subscription over from a trial to a paid account, you'll still have your scores. Okay, So, hey, I can tell you more that it's not my fault, but who the heck cares? I'm sorry it happened to you. So let's call it a day at that point. And let me know if you have any more questions, but I figured you'd like to hear it from me and my voice rather than trying to read the 15th email of the day. Okay, later, guys.